Today on Hidden Secrets Revealed Live, Trump rehires federal workers cut by Musk. Remember when DOGE laid off hundreds of federal employees? The Trump administration is rehiring them. They were previously laid off as part of Elon Musk's cost cutting measures earlier this year. That's when he was senior advisor of the Department of Government Efficiency, aka DOGE. Elon led aggressive efforts to downsize the federal workforce, right? DOGE offered them buyouts and early retirements. It was an attempt to reduce government spending. These reductions left numerous agencies understaffed, which includes the GSA, the IRS, the Labor Department, and the National Park Service. These agencies struggled to perform basic functions. You know what that did? Created operational disruptions and service gaps. What's so funny about that? HSRL is a production of Safe New Media. Before you keep watching, let me tell you who this is not for. This show is not for you if you take yourself too seriously. If you are a seeker, let me be your guide to discover accurate truth for yourself. Let me help you increase the quality and effectiveness of your life by revealing to you the hidden secrets of the universe. It's the only podcast of its kind right now on this subject, going live on X. Therefore, the most popular live stream podcast live right now on the subject, going live on X. This show is specifically for those who are seeking new perspectives, fresh ideas, and a willingness to explore new possibilities. My intention is to help investors like you stay ahead of the curve and make the most out of emerging opportunities. Today on HSRL, the Trump administration is rehiring all those federal employees. You know the ones. Elon Musk laid them off when he was running the Department of Government Efficiency. They laid people off in the name of efficiency, and now they're hiring them back in the name of efficiency. You ever notice when Musk cuts jobs, it's called innovation, but when Trump hires them back, it's called a mistake? So let me get this straight. The Trump administration fired a bunch of federal employees to save money, and now they're hiring them all back because they need people to do the jobs. I guess the government paid them severance to give everyone a long lunch break. That's like me firing my accountant to save money. Then I'm forced to hire him back because I can't figure out why I owe the IRS 40 grand and a kidney. It's like firing all the employees at a restaurant and then wondering why nobody's making the food. Why is there a line out the door and nothing on the plates? This is so confusing. They gutted the GSA, right? So they couldn't manage government buildings, which is hilarious because the only thing the government owns outright is bad real estate. You cut the GSA, and now nobody knows who's paying rent on a 200 million square feet of cubicles. It's like Trump fired the landlord and then complains nobody fixed the toilet. The IRS lost staff too, which is genius. Because, sure, you cut the tax collectors to save money, and then you lose money. That's like quitting your job because you can't afford gas to get to work. And the National Park Service, that's the one that kills me. You laid off the guys who keep people from carving their Instagram handles into the Grand Canyon. And now you're shocked the Grand Canyon looks like a high school desk. But here's the beautiful part. They gave these people buyouts and early retirement packages to leave. And now they're begging them to come back by October 6th. You got to respond by the end of the week. Hey, Jim, remember when we paid you $20,000 to get lost? Well, funny story. You know what that is? That's your ex girlfriend energy right there. Baby, I made a mistake. Please come back. I'll change. I promise this time will be different. And these employees have until the end of the week to decide. End of the week. Like they're running a flash sale at the Federal Employee Depot. Limited time offer. Come back to the same job we paid you to leave. But wait, there's more. We'll throw in all the backlogged work you missed while you were gone. So the Trump administration's big fix is to bring them all back by October 6th, which honestly is perfect because nothing says government efficiency like laying off 500 people in April so you can rehire the same 500 people in October. They said the cuts would deliver promised savings. You guys know I love Elon Musk. The guy can do anything, run 7 companies, launch rockets and self-driving cars. But at some point, you have to tell him to stay in his lane. Promise savings? How about promising to save him from himself? Government is no place for entrepreneurs, my friends. And they're calling it triage mode. Triage mode. Like the federal government was bleeding out in an emergency room. Doctor, we need to stop the hemorrhaging. Well, first, we fired all the doctors. Oh, wait. This is efficiency, folks. This is what peak performance looks like. Fire everyone. Realize you need everyone. Hire everyone back and call it a plan. It's like watching someone throw away their keys, then spend all day looking for their keys, then buying new keys, then finding the old keys in the trash and going, see, I told you I'd find them eventually. But my favorite part is they're calling it a policy shift and an acknowledgement. In comedy, we call that bombing so hard you have to win the crowd back with your next bit. Except their next bit was the exact same bit they just bombed with. The funniest part? Somewhere out there is a federal employee who took the buyout, bought a boat, and now has to decide whether to sell the boat to come back to work for the same people who paid him to buy the boat in the first place. In conclusion, the government says, we're firing everyone to save money. And then we're hiring everyone back because we need them to save money. That's not government efficiency, folks. That's a government comedy gold. Thank you. You've been a wonderful audience. Don't forget to tip your federal employees. They might be gone next week. That's my time. I got to get back to work. Share this, retweet on X, subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube or Spotify. You're allowed to make fun of me. If your jokes are funny and you get my name right, you don't have to do this, but if you want to, you can visit my X profile to learn more. It's not necessary to follow me on X, but now you can follow Safe New Media at Safe New Media on X, FKA Twitter. Whatever you decide, team up with me to bring about serious advancement for each other. The plan is for our community to share with each other the systems, the processes, and workflows that we are successfully using in order to help each other grow. So I do invite you to belong higher. Belong higher. Join us on Telegram. You can do that for free. There's an inner circle on Telegram. There's a link to it at the top of the Safe New Media X profile. I want to give loyal listeners of this podcast something. Free gift for you if you want to start a podcast but feel imposter syndrome. Right now, you can get your copy of the Anti-Imposter Podcast Starter Kit at safenew.media. That's safenew.media. What I'm about to tell you next will shock you.
This is not an offer, solicitation of an offer to buy or sell securities. Past performance is not an indication of future results. Investing involves risk and may result in partial or total loss. Prospective investors should carefully consider investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses, and should consult with a tax or legal advisor before making any investment decision.
Today, owning a home costs $52K more per year than renting. Families are stuck as forever renters. We're seizing this shift, buying 100 plus unit assets in growth markets. Few get in. Why? We don't need more money. We're looking for investors aligned with our values. We're improving quality of life at scale for hardworking families. Secure your place on our wait list today. Go to inveresta.com. You can now subscribe to our newsletter that secures your place. Discover which locations qualify. You'll receive our investment strategy criteria. It's the criteria we use to avoid investing in the wrong location. That's when you sign up at inveresta.com. Put in your email there. Let us know if you're an accredited investor. Why is that important to limited partners to make sure you're only investing in emerging markets, in growth markets, right? Why is this important to limited partners? Because the easiest way to lose your money is to buy real estate in the wrong location. When you subscribe there at inveresta.com, you secure your place on our waitlist for the next opportunity. Most real estate people tell you to invest in your backyard. What if your backyard is a terrible location? Avoid losing money in a bad location. Hit me up on our X profile at Inveresta. Retail investors can send me a DM there to let me know what kind of investment opportunities you are looking for. Accredited investors can get in touch with me today. Call my office. Go to inveresta.com. Accredited investors only. This is not an offer or solicitation to the general public. Last thing before I let you go, Methods of Prosperity newsletter. It's the newsletter that I write every week. Subscribe to Methods of Prosperity newsletter. Okay, this is for anyone who agrees that success leaves clues. We've gone into depth on billionaires, including Larry Ellison and Elon Musk. I believe that understanding what makes them tick grants us insight into our own journey. Go to safenewmedia.com/newsletter. Methods of Prosperity newsletter is intended to share ideas and build relationships. To become a billionaire, one must first be conditioned to think like a billionaire. You can subscribe for free now at safenewmedia.com/newsletter. Thanks for making this the most popular live stream at this hour on this subject. Broadcasting on X, formerly known as Twitter, Hidden Secrets Revealed Live is a production of Safe New Media, unconventional, diversified global digital media company devoted to the practice, administration, and dissemination of the ideologies of its founder, moi, yours truly. My name is Sean Allen Fenn. I like you, but don't take my word for it. Decide for yourself.